Your boy Smitty's lost his voice, but that won't stop us from doing the Week 16 waiver wire video. On screen, we have the most likely players to grab if you are looking for waiver wire claims in Week 16, whether it's through Fab, whether it's through a pick that you've been saving and holding on to with your Kung Fu grip. I'm breaking it all down and more. The Fantasy Football Show Week 16 waiver wire video. It begins right now, pal.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty. Take a lap.
Okay, so let's start off by saying if Jerick McKinnon's available in your league, or you play in some grandma league where there's a bunch of great players available, ask your question in the comments and we'll try and filter through your dilemma, because Jerick McKinnon would by far be the top waiver wire claim for week number 16. You should have grabbed him last week when he was our number one. You should have grabbed him the week before when he was on our waiver wire list. So take a lap if you're missing out on that.
Take a lap.
Back to the Week 16 waiver wire list. So aside from all the obvious stuff, which you can ask in the comments if you think something obvious is standing out to you, it comes down to a couple different players. Tyler Algier is the top waiver wire claim in a lot of ways if you need an RB or if you need any kind of flex play, because the Falcons are going to be looking to run this guy and see what they have in the future. They've already turned to Ritter. This is kind of like a let's see what our future looks like situation they got going on in Atlanta now. And I believe they're going to ride Ritter, ride Tyler Algier, see what Drake London can do. And I believe this will be that one player potentially that always finishes the year with the 1, 2, 3 really good explosion games. And you're like, what do we make of it walking into the next season? So Tyler Algier, who had an amazing game in week number 15, is going to come out and potentially rush for another 100 yards, maybe a good shot at a touchdown, because they're going to pound the rock and try and see what this kid can do. He's got good wiggle. Maybe he's not the shiftiest player in the NFL, but he's powerful. I expect him to be a very crucial part of someone's playoff run that might have been struck by the JT injury or some kind of injury that makes them need to turn to an RB that's going to have some kind of nice, strong finish that's unexpected in the fantasy industry. This will be your number one pickup. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, with JT going down, Smitty, it's Zach Moss or it's Deion Jackson. And these guys deserve to be, 2 and 3, but we don't know which one's 2 and which one's 3. The bottom line is this: the team leaned on Zach Moss about almost to the tune of 70% of that game. But the problem is the score, the game script was out of hand. We don't know what they were really thinking, but we trusted Deion Jackson earlier. Then Deion Jackson fumbled though. So no one really knows if he got disciplined. They're moving on to Zach Moss. Was it just a one game thing? Deion Jackson's had it's like a 10 reception game at one point during the season. So we don't know which running back's going to be the top dog. Based on usage last week, it would be Zach Moss. God, my voice is shot. But the question is, do they go back to what worked when JT went down last time, which was Deion Jackson, who's got more passing down experience? Your guess is as good as mine, and that's why I would lean Tyler Algier over either one of these guys. So there you go, okay? We're going to leave the quarterback situation on a whole different segment. In fact, let's jump right into that right now. Okay, so let's get real here. We could talk about, who are the best quarterbacks to pick up in relation to anybody's team. No one needs a quarterback right now unless you lost Jalen Hurts or you're still struggling with Lamar Jackson coming back. And Jalen could still play. As of the recording of this video, he could still play. But if he sits, you have two options, really, hopefully, in your league. One's Brock Purdy, the other is Gardner Minshew. Past that, you're in trouble, and you should take a lap for not securing a backup quarterback, because it's the most vital position for you, and you were walking into the playoffs without a good plan of attack at backup quarterback. Davis Mills could be a nice reach for you. I don't really like Danny Dimes. I'm not into trying to bank on Russell Wilson coming back and being healthy. But here's your two options. If you are in contention to win your league, you better hope these two options are on the table. And I'm going to say it's Brock Purdy and Gardner Minshew. Now, the one reason why you would want to have Gardner Minshew ahead of Brock Purdy, because in general, I probably rank Purdy number one on paper. Like if I'm picking one guy to outscore the other guy, it probably will be Brock Purdy. So I kind of recommend him. The only thing I'm going to say is this Gardner Minshew Jalen Hurts situation gives you the guaranteed starter going forward, unless Minshew got hurt. That way, no matter what happens, you've got the guy for the Eagles, and you kind of can feel good that no matter what happens, you're probably going to have the starter on the field. Not that I'm too concerned about Purdy. He did injure his oblique and potential rib issue. But I think, you also have the risk of if the Niners get up big, do they pull him? Because they have had 2 quarterbacks go down already. He's the only hope they have. So they might be protective of him if they get up to an early lead. There's just certain things to kind of factor in. But in general, it would be Purdy. It would be Gardner Minshew. But bottom line is, if you've got a Hurts or a Lamar Jackson issue, these are your solutions. So leaving quarterback out of the remainder of this, look, you've got a plethora of names here to talk about. KJ Osborne just dropped a monster game. He's clearly the top wide receiver pickup of the week moving forward. Burks is a great option if he's there. Jameson Williams is still a good option. Isaiah McKenzie I like a lot. Shaheed's a good pickup if you need a wide receiver. Tight end, this is an interesting one. Driscoll could be a quarterback for you if you play in Yahoo League. So grab him and stash him just in case something happens and he's starting the final week or something at quarterback, and you could throw him into your tight end spot. Taysom Hill, I've been high on Taysom Hill all year. He has been up and down. They look like they want to use him more. Mark Ingram's out for the year. Some of those carries and looks went to Taysom Hill this week. Clearly, they want to utilize him as a weapon. He threw a touchdown pass. I love Taysom Hill. He's still available in an uncomfortable amount of leagues. Then the rest of these running backs are home run, super handcuff type running backs. Alexander Madison, of course, can win a league if he gets in there. Zamir White, same thing. And Jacobs continues to battle injuries, but he plays through them. Jordan Mason, 1 degree of separation from being a league winner. Khalil Herbert's back from IR. Chuba Hubbard keeps getting more work. You could even rank him up kind of near Deion Jackson if you wanted to, because he's been getting more work. Jalen Warren got a lot more work last week. Joshua Kelly's the backup in LA. And Gus Edwards is a guy to look out for us. These are your waiver wire guys for week 16. Appreciate you all watching, and I'll see you at 7 p.m. I'm live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. I'm also live whenever news breaks. I'm also live even when I'm sick because I work for you. I'm live Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at midnight Eastern. I'm live Sunday morning. I'm live Sunday evening. I don't know, when am I not live? I'm live for you. I work for you. Please subscribe if you're new. Hit that thumb up button on the way out the door. And I pretty much answer almost every comment on my YouTube channel within the first 24 to 48 hours of a video dropping. So comment on one of my 2 most recent videos, and you should hear back from me. I'll see you on the next one. Oh, and real quick, get on over to grindhouse.com for me. Grindhouse.com, GRNDHAUS. I'm wearing a Grindhouse shirt right now. These guys are phenomenal. Grindhouse vintage movie tees and hoodies straight from the attic. Movies from over 40 years ago. Frankenstein, Dracula, Godzilla, the Spider. All these on awesome hoodies, prints. They're almost like billboards. And it's hoodies and movies together in one. What's better than that? And I've got some special giveaways coming up from Grindhouse. But go to Grindhouse right now. Follow them on Instagram at Grindhouse Supply. Again, it's GRNDHAUS.com or Grindhouse Supply on IG. Go get it done. I'll see you guys on the next video.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.